Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 23rd, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning and basically got the dogs out, had the keep them separated, still got the one who's poorly behaved and whatnot, doesn't want the dogs, so I had to kind of deal with that, but I got them all out, cut them all back in, got that one out, so on and so forth, got them all fed, got that all taken care of and wrapped up in the morning, and of course cleaned up more dog poop because it's pretty much an every morning kind of thing now with Bruce, so kind of is what it is. But from there, went and got my run in, get it over with. Wanted to get it wrapped up before the day got started too much because I had basically Thanksgiving, so it is all the fun, the cooking and everything else could be done. Don't know what's going to be needed of me. Wasn't too much this year, luckily. They had it pretty much handled, but it was just all we had was my wife, my mother, and my father-in-law, and myself. The only ones came over, nobody else showed up. So kind of knocked out a really wonderful meal. My wife does a great job on the turkey. She has like, I don't know, I think it's like her grandma's recipe, whatever. Smothers it in a whole bunch of crap, wraps it in aluminum foil, and then bakes the hell out of it for a while. And then basically opens up last minute, get the brown skin on it, and goes from there. So I got, all I had to do, I did a bunch of moving the turkey around from here to here to here, in and out of the oven, that kind of thing, which I'm perfectly fine with. But I got lucky. They did not make me carve the turkey this year, which I just don't enjoy. I need to take I was thinking like a class on like how to carve a turkey, but I do it once a year, maybe twice, depending on the situation. But I'm not, I don't know, not a fan. I've done it at my aunt's house 2 years back. I got nominated to carve the turkey, and I just feel like I'm butchering it, which you are butchering it, but I feel like I'm messing it up. So I went ahead and basically just hung out after my shower, or after my run. I got my shower, and then basically hung around there for a bit. Father-in-law came over early to hang out some before I was outside with the dogs, because I had a few dogs that were just, they're counter surfers. I don't trust them around food at all, so I had to be really careful about that. I didn't want them tripping people in the house and whatnot, so kind of a whole pain in the tuchus there. So we had a new dog show up today that I normally would never do. It's just a Thanksgiving Day drop-off pickup, because one, I'm normally pretty busy, which I turned down a lot of last minute, just crappy like dogs, and I didn't want to have a bunch because I knew with my wife's leg and stuff, I didn't want to have to deal with stressful new dogs. And I already have one dog that doesn't get along with everybody else that is already isolated out. So if I have to isolate out a second dog, I don't have where to put them, and so it'll rotate through. So I couldn't really take that chance this year because I'd agreed to take the dog that has to be isolated already. So I lost my ability to isolate a secondary dog. So, but yeah, went ahead. So I ended up with a few dogs, but it was a good day. So we were all hanging around, getting it all done. And then the dog I got just for a day, this giant, beautiful, sweet and loving Mastiff. She's adorable, but she is a definite like a shover and a pusher and a lunger, and she has no idea of her size, and she'll knock you on your butt real quick if you ain't careful. So I had to keep a really close eye on her. But overall, it went really well. I'd bring the crappy dog out to the bathroom, bring those dogs in, kick the dog outside, rotate, and then repeat backwards, and have them all roll through. So it all worked good. Father-in-law was hanging out there. I was hanging outside with my dogs. Oh, I did also go over before he came over, I guess. I went over to his house and installed his new fan switch, and his same fan, the one he broke. And he's like, well, it's been really hard to pull for a while now. And I'm like, okay, did you tell anybody? Because my assumption was he told my wife, and she forgot to tell me. But it turns out, nope, he didn't tell her either. So it was just really hard to pull, and he just thought, well, I'll just keep yanking on it until I break it. And I'm like, or I could have sprayed a little bit of lubrication up in there, and then it would have not needed to replace all this shit. But hey, why not? So I got the part finally, got it all wired back up, and the colors that I got for the wiring are not the same, anywhere near the same. But the exact replacement was like $40, and this one was like $8 or $6, I don't remember. It was cheap. So I'm like, I can figure it out. Worst case scenario, you pull the chain, it'll turn on medium. Pull it again, it'll go to high. Whatever, I don't know what order it's gonna go in. So got it all wired up. I did the best I could tell by what I thought it was gonna be. I could have put an ohm meter on it and saw resistance and da. I didn't mess with it. So I just did the heck with it. Just stuck it up in there and wired it up. See what we got, and it worked. So worked high, medium, low, proper order, and off. So we're all good to go on that, and it works out fine. So pretty excited about it. Went ahead and installed this pull chain on it for him again, and basically got it all buttoned back up taken care of and moved over there. So he came over to the house, hung out with everybody while they finished cooking. And he is, and if he was a dog, I would say he's food motivated. So when we finally decided it's time to eat, he was asking like, how much longer, what's it gonna take, and it came time to eat, and he is always the first there. He's always the first one in the thing. And my wife laughs, nope, no frozen shrimp. And it comes back to our wedding. We had bought some shrimp cocktail for our after the wedding to eat, and they didn't thaw quite as quickly as we thought. So it was a little cooler that day than we thought it was going to be. So the shrimp were still in the process of thawing as they were on the table. And he had 4 or 5 shrimp already in his belly because these shrimp are still frozen. I'm like, yeah, which means they're flavorless. So you're literally eating ice cubes right now with no flavor of even shrimp. You could just wait like 5 more minutes and they would thaw out completely. Because we took them out of the cooler and sent them out here, they would thaw out completely. You have beautiful, wonderful shrimp flavor instead of just ice cubes. And he's like, oh, sticks them in his mouth. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I looked at my wife, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Like, has he never been fed before? Like, it's that concept of like, oh, that looks like the most expensive thing on the table. Eat a whole bunch of it, even if it sucks right now. And I'm like, yeah, it sucks right now. But I'm like, what the hell? So he did the same thing here. He's like, just very food motivated as a person. So kind of cracked me up. So we got our plates served. We ended up sitting at a card table because the big giant bar height table my wife wanted me to make her, she has not picked out stools yet for it. So all it is just a junk catch-all. It's like a buffet area. So we end up with my father-in-law on the couch, push the card table back into him so he gets close so he can get to it. And then my wife was in her wheelchair, and my mom was in like a little regular kitchen table chair, and I was sitting in a roll around office chair. So hey, it is what it is. So that's what we had for our Thanksgiving dinner on a card table. Knocked it out. We brought all the dogs in except for the big dumb Mastiff. Left her outside just because there's no way I was going to trust her around the card table. She's too loafish to be able to be around the card table full of food. So, but yeah, pretty much knocked that out of there. Had ourselves a wonderful dinner. Chilled out, told a few jokes, had a couple laughs, and then from there, headed back outside. Oh, we had dessert that was some kind of weird jello mixed pie thing. I don't know what the hell it is. Lemon thing, and they seemed to like it. I didn't care for it. They had a pudding dessert that was basically, I guess they bought instant pudding, and then they tried to heat it on the stove so it didn't skin over, and it tastes like instant pudding. So I was like, I'm gonna go with that too. So I took a bite. I tasted each of them and gave it to my wife. I'm like, here you go. You're gonna try both these anyway, or eat both these anyway, so here, have mine, before she got them served out. So it worked out fine for it. But went back over and I had myself some more sweet potato casserole as my dessert. So with all the pecans and that in it, it's pretty good stuff. So that was my dessert, and then headed back outside to play with all the puppies again. Hung out there basically the rest of the evening until they picked up the daycare dog. Went back and hung around, finished up my cigar, wrapped up for the evening, headed inside, watched a little bit of Cheers with my wife, and called it a day. So that's all I got for now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.